Hey guys, today I'm going to talk just a tiny bit about Loki. Um, Loki is, of course, the god of mischief. He's a trickster god in Norse mythology. In reality, he's not really a god. He is. They were a race of gods prior to the Aesir. So he's not one of the royal crew there. He's a giant. And he was, unlike in Marvel Cinematic Universe or even Marvel comic books, unlike in Marvel, he was not ever adopted by Odin. He was not considered necessarily one of the Aesir, but he did spend a lot of time with them. And he helped Odin and Thor on quite a bit of their missions and errands. Unfortunately, Odin was highly mistreated by the gods, violently, often. And the biggest part that the Marvel Cinematic Universe got right is just his duality. He was very much both the villain and the hero in a lot of ways. He is actually one of my favorite in Norse mythology, to be probably my very favorite in Norse. So one thing that's important to note about Loki is he was able to change at will, and that was not just looks, that was gender, everything. So he was probably the first non-binary overall. He was able, and that's important to know in future stories because he does give birth to several children, and he actually carries them in a womb. He becomes female. He's often referred to as he in general. A lot of that is because in ancient times, the male was more important than the female, so his male side was considered of more importance. So, but he was born of a giant and a goddess, and he was considered a giant. But he did get married, he had children, and these children were not necessarily human-like. I mean, one of them was a wolf, one of them was a snake. Because he could change so often, his children were not really normal in appearance. The only one that really was Hel, because she, unlike in Marvel, was his daughter, not his sister. So there's a lot that will in the future need to be unpacked. It's separating those two worlds. Marvel, I love Marvel, but they did take a lot of artistic license with Loki. And that's fair, because Loki is so complicated, and they needed to make Thor the hero and Loki the brother and kind of the bad guy, but still endearing. In reality of the Norse religion, Thor was kind of an imbecile. He was brawn, no brain, and Loki was brain. So that's kind of how that worked. Loki and his children did start Ragnarok. And honestly, when I tell you the other stories, eventually here, you can't really almost blame him for wanting to bring down everything. He was married. His wife was entirely devoted to him, even when he was chained. Because he ended up getting chained up and had drops of acid dripping down on him. This was a torture to him from the gods. But he had drops of acid just constantly dripping down on him. Drip, drip, drip. And his wife would stand there and this was over decades. His wife would stand there with a pot, basically catching the acid to try to keep it from hitting her beloved husband. And the only time the acid ever actually dripped on him was when she had to go empty the pot and come back. So she is the story I also want to tell, just because she was highly devoted. Anyway, that is very, 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 very extreme basic on Loki. He is one I do plan on going into different stories of multiple times in the future. He's probably out of the Norse mythology, he probably has more stories than any others. So he is a very, very important figure. And that's really bothering me. I don't know if you can see this. I have a dental appointment coming up real quick, but I'm a little bit swollen right here. And it's just not quite symmetrical. It really bothers me. Anyway, anyway, I hope you guys have a great day. My cat is here with me. She's just in between my legs, so you can't really see her. My other cat, she doesn't like to be videoed. That's okay. I usually do it during her nap time anyway. But if you like this video, go ahead, like, subscribe, share, all that. I'm really close to being able to apply for the first level of monetization. That won't give me ad revenue, but what it will do is it'll allow me to have like super chats and super thanks and stuff like that for people that want to like basically give me a donation. And it will also allow me, which I think is really important, to do a membership only. Now, membership only is what I'm going to use for things like swimsuits and stuff like that people have been asking for, but that I don't want to put on the main page because they would have to be age restricted. That's just a requirement for that kind of thing with YouTube. And I don't want my main page to be that way. Some of you might be disappointed because you don't want to pay extra for seeing that. And I apologize for that, but that's how it's going to be. So, I need, like I've mentioned several times before, I need to make some money. So does YouTube, and advertisers don't like anything that isn't day-to-day clothing. So, swimsuits, lingerie, stuff like that do not apply to that rule. So, if you're interested, when the membership comes up, go ahead and apply, or go ahead and, it's not apply, but join. And with that, we'll probably be about a month-ish, because once I apply for monetization, then they have to approve it. It takes a while, but we're getting so close. Anyway, I hope you guys have a great day. See you later. Bye.